Everybody, before we get into this evening's update, I want to go over a quick overview of what's going on in the market. And if you don't know, yes, I seem to have had a disturbance with my face here, and had an incident with my bike, got cut off by a car. It wasn't the car at fault, but they turned down a street without using a turn signal, so I had no way of knowing they were going to come off the main road. And it forced me to the right, and I had to jump over the curb. But you know what happens when I had to go over the other side, like 5 feet away, to go back up the sidewalk? Well, it was that steep curb I had to hit, so I went, you know. My wrist is very swollen, my hand, I should say. I can move my fingers and I can bend my wrist. It's swollen. So it could have been a lot worse. But I like to look at it as a positive. You know what it is? I could have done several things different. I didn't have to, I've been thinking there's a way to go down past the light. I could go into the subdivision and not go on the main road, on the sidewalks that are next to the main road. And I could have taken that route. So that's a way of looking like, hey, there was other ways. But then just taking the positive, positivity over negativity. It was a way to tell me you need to slow down and pay attention. So there's a reason why. So nothing happens for no reason. They say no good deed goes unpunished. So, but I'm okay. I'm just sore. There was no live today. I've got to try to get better, but I wanted to do a second update here tonight. So we're gonna get into XRP here. It's at the 478 level, and then I also wanted to touch on XLM and then also DGB here. So we're not gonna do any intro, so I just want to get right into it. Make sure you hit that like button, as it'll greatly help push me through the analytics. Consider joining Tom's Army, join the community, and honestly, I've been looking forward to this because it gives me the positive mindset. So I appreciate each and every one of you. I appreciate all the kind words, and it means a lot to me that you're all thinking about me. So let's get started here. And Driver from the Telegram sent a message saying at 6 a.m. that something had to be wrong because I've been much too quiet and you were dead on. So I appreciate that. But XRP down 1.83%. We're going to go through this really quickly because, as you can see, I'm not 100%. So XRP continues in this formation where we have, you can say it's somewhat of an ascending triangle. The lower part of the formation, if we fall out, is down at about 38 cents on the true uptrend. But right now, this is standard operating procedure. In the daily, we've had a bearish cross. But in the 4-hourly, what have we done so far? Now we're starting to put in a little bit of a bear flag here. See, we're pulling back down here, so that looks like a bear flag. We're gonna end up meeting down here probably. I don't know how else to say it. This is gonna meet down here. We're probably gonna have about a. Let's just say this bear flag plays out, and let's say it comes up here and gets rejected. We're probably going to have about a 5% drop coming back down to 457 to validate this pattern, if it were to fall back down, because that looks like a bear flag. So just pay attention to that. Just be very cautious of that. If that does break down, we're coming back down to the 456. We'd be looking at about a 5.28% drop to the bottom of the formation. I don't want to say that's what's going to happen because it can quickly reverse, but right now, on that form bear flag, if it plays true, just pay attention to that. Otherwise, we have to start pushing up here and invalidate this bearish cross in the daily, but that could be signaling something stronger here, ladies and gentlemen. So just look for a retest down here at about the 457 level. It doesn't break that double bottom, but it is a retest on the 200-day in the daily. So let's just pay attention to that. That's likely what's going to happen here. XRP could be looking at a 5% drop here, but it still, don't be fooled though, because until it breaks that, it would still be within the ascending pattern. XLM's right around the 10-cent mark. This isn't even the chart I wanted to use. Major support area though we've hit. So with XLM, we were in a kind of a downtrending resistance, uptrending support, but we had the falling channel. So it looks like an overwhelming, much bigger bear flag that formed. We've obviously seen a bear flag from over the top. But now we were attempting a breakout as we've had a golden cross in the daily. So this is something. We'll look for a retest likely probably around the 9.5, 9.6. So that should validate that move down for XRP in all honesty. That could validate it, to be honest with you. So I'd expect a little bit further of a move down here for XLM. Maybe a retest around the 9.6 level, 9.5, let's get this right. Overextending down to 9.47, but it could be as little as the 9.6 area, 9.62. So that's the retest I'd be expecting on the Golden Cross and the daily if this wants to remain bullish. And then obviously the first layer would be to get back over 10.68 and then start pushing up towards that 11.4. So that's XLM and then DGB here. I'm running out of steam. DGB broke out of that short-term descending triangle. So now, just like we measured to the downside, if this does break out, we've got a little bit of a move up to about that. Whoops. Hold on one sec. Bear with me. It's actually a little bit higher than where I have it measured out. But this technical move on a breakup would be right around 11.8. So we'll see what happens here. XLM is, DGB is still attempting the short-term breakout. We're going to see exactly what happens here with DGB. It's actually going to be pretty interesting. And then you can see in the larger pattern, it's still in this big bear flag. So, like the other pattern showed, it could be a possible push up. And this would make perfect sense if it did come up here. That's around the 10.7 mark, possibly, if it pushes up. Maybe a little bit lower now because we're farther on in the pattern. But this definitely has room to push up here a little bit. It's just it had a crazy bad correction. So if you're watching DGB, we're going to have to hold that 747 to continue pushing up. So make sure you hit that like button. I hope you appreciate this update. If you want to show me some support, join Tom's Army. And if you're looking for an exchange to trade XRP or your favorite crypto in the USA without KYC, it's in the video description below and or pinned comments. You can 100x futures trade long or shorting as well. That's FEMX. Have a safe and blessed day, everybody. And I'll see you hopefully sooner rather than later.